Oh, cool! I'm live. Hey, if nobody's here anyway, because I'm way past my promise time. Hashtag technical difficulties. Just got the notification. Hi, Hitchhiker. Sorry for the delay. I know I promised 6 o'clock, but I've had some serious technical difficulties. So I said no matter what, I have to stick to my promise and come live. So I apologize if anyone was waiting and making time for 6 o'clock, but I've had some serious internet issues and I've just managed to get it online. So I am 55 minutes late. I apologize. And I will have to make today's live session kind of shorter than the usual stuff. So it won't be an hour and a half, hour and 14 minutes for sure. Hi, Spammy. How are you? So yeah, guys, whoever's here, no, there's no plan. I have not come up with any sort of subject. If you guys want to throw some questions at me, feel free to consider it an AMA. And my electricity is gone off, so my lights are very dull. TWS versus headphone under 6,000. That's a good evening, Vishnu. Good evening. Hitchhiker, you want to know a TWS versus a headphone at under 6,000? Uh, just for the heck of it, just comparing the two, I'm thinking about the JBL Tune 770 NC. I think that goes for about 5,999 compared to the maybe the OnePlus Buds 3 or even the Realme Buds Air 5 Pro and all. It's a tricky one. You can't really compare earphones and headphones too much, apart from the size and the weight and the build and the fit and all that sort of stuff. But sound-wise, usually headphones have a sense of being larger because you've got a driver that's the size of the entire TWS earphone. So you've got that much more air being pushed toward your ear, and it's not just your ear canal working; it's your entire ear that's sort of pushing those sound waves towards your ear canal. So um, I don't know. It's kind of it's a preference. Some people just swear by IEM. Some people swear by headphones. So it's really a personal preference, I'd say, more than anything else. But I myself, I'm a sucker for headphones. I prefer open backs, which won't fit within this budget. But I do like headphones more. I hope that helps answer the question, Hitchhiker. But also, when people ask me this question, Hitchhiker, which sounds better or which is better? I don't like that question. I don't like that word in that context because what do you mean by better? Because what you mean by better, I may not. Because somebody will come and say, you know, which is better between X and X? And then I'll say, hey, I think this is better. And then they'll say, oh, I bought it and then the base is not good enough. Now, the thing is, to me, bass is not important. I like tight bass. I like well structured bass. It doesn't have to be bloated. It doesn't have to be big. But you might like that. So it's a matter of preference. So if you can elaborate on what you mean by better, I'll try and answer you a bit better. Anonymous, which streaming am I using? I'm using Apple Music. I'm not using Spotify just yet. A lot of people have told me Spotify's got a very good algorithm, but I've not I've not gotten into it. In fact, before I got into Apple Music, it took a lot of convincing. A lot of people were telling me to do Apple Music. I was still listening to a lot of stuff I bought from HD Tracks and used on my player. If you've been on my other live sessions or seen my videos, this is my good old FIO X5 with a connected. This is a portable amp. So as you can see, it's quite solid. This entire setup. And all my HD music I store on a memory card here. I can put two memory cards here. I think I can put two 512 GBs. And all my high-res music is on this. I usually carry this with me to Headphone Zone, Headphone Connect events from Headphone Zone. And it's my go-to for high res portability. Otherwise, my desktop setup is something else. But Apple Music, I got into pretty much as soon as it launched in India. Oh, it looks like the electricity is back, so it's a lot brighter. I hope I'm not too overexposed. But let's run with it. So yeah, I mean, I like Apple Music. It's cool, but I realized why I still like downloaded music from HD tracks. I mean, buy your music, but why I do like that is there was one day when I was listening to the HD. How do I show those? These headphones here. I the, the ones right at the back over there. This one. This is the Sennheiser HD 800, and I was listening to it on streaming, Apple Music, through my computer, feeding my desktop DAC, feeding my desktop amp, and listening. And I remember at one point in time, I said something doesn't sound right. Everything sort of became. It lost dimension, it lost character, it lost richness all at the same time. That's when I realized I still prefer bought media that's sitting on your computer or your player, because uh, I realized that my internet was falling, as in it was disconnecting. It started sort of losing speed, so it started buffering at a slower rate, so that 192 by 24 didn't exist all of a sudden. I was listening to like MP3 compression because there was no data coming through. So that's why I prefer having downloaded stuff. So even on Apple Music, you can do that. Should be okay. Um, Spammy, it seems like Realme is teasing S6 Pro. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't honestly the S6 Pro I would like to review, but I don't know if I'll get my hands on it because I'm trying not to do too many TWS earphones. I've got a whole bunch of products I have to review that are on my desk. And no, one I've already done. I did the SimGot EA500. I have another set of IEMs that I'm dying to spend time with. They do sound very nice. I've heard them very briefly, but I might just do the wireless stuff, the Realme and all. I'll see. Hitchhiker, which will have better soundstage? That is a very good question. Hitchhiker is referring. I'm answering Hitchhiker who asked me about comparison between headphones and earphones, TWS headphones and earphones. Usually, the headphones will have a slightly wider stage because the driver is sitting somewhere here. Like it's just outside your ear, or if it's recessed a little further with the headphone out of your ear. So if the driver's here, it will automatically have a much wider bubble of stage. Wireless earphones are cranked in close to your ear canal, so they automatically that bubble becomes smaller. But if you use if you are talking about IEMs. I don't know what IEMs is. Where are my EA500s? I don't know where I've put them. But I'll give you an example. Does this have a venting port? This does not have a venting port. The EA1000 might have a venting port. I'm talking about IEMs right now because despite having a driver so close into your ear canal, some brands do have venting ports. For example, I'll show you this one. This is the EA1000. If you can see that little hole over there, and further in and up here there's a passive driver, passive radiator. So when they let the air breathe from within this cavity, it can help with expanding stage. So TWS earphones are limited with their stage. IEMs are a whole other story. So IEMs can give you wider stage, and it depends on a lot of the tuning, how they've vented, how air pressurized in that cavity is able to expel itself. All these are factors as to how they can help with staging. Moving on. Hi everyone. I think there are a few new guys here. Apple Music. Apple Music search is horrible. Yes, it is. In fact, I don't rely so much on Apple Music search. I rely more on recommended stuff, and Apple Music does recommend some good stuff. I've enjoyed what they've recommended. Models to I just in hearing and yeah, Vishnu. If you're listening to a lot of music all of the time, loud volumes, hearing loss is a hazard. So that's one thing to remember. You don't get real-time results as you type those in Google, Spotify. Okay, cool. Realme is meant to launch on the 20th. Realme plans to reviews and Realme is launch on the 20th, which is a few days later. I don't plan on you because honestly, I found I take my time with reviews. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Spam me. If there's a new product, I usually don't review it immediately because I don't have access to it. I am not getting a lot of products from um, from the manufacturer. So usually I have access to the product as soon as you have access to the product. So if I really want to review it or if you guys request, then I buy it and then I have to wait for it to be delivered. After it's delivered, I do the unboxing video that very night. And after that is when I'll spend a good maybe 4 or 5 days, spending time with it, writing my script, figuring it out so you guys know what it's all about. And then I shoot and edit. And I've been a one-man army for a long time, so it takes me a while. So usually when I get onto that, I start posting the review. I might be the 10,000th guy who's reviewed it, so I don't get many views, which is fine. I'm okay with that because I do help the few people who do want my opinion. So I mean, I'm not going for this Realme thing right now as priority. If or when I have the time, I'll review it. Hyper snooze. What's in hip hop headphones and JD102. I have not tested the 02. JD1 school for bass. Surprisingly, it's very big in the bass, but it is a little bit rich in the highs for me. There are like one or two peaks in the highs that sort of get to me a bit. It does annoy me a bit. So if you're okay with that, it's fine. But you can tune it a bit if you use some sort of equalizer. But I did like the zero. The zero was fun. In fact, somebody is here. If you want to ask any questions about IEMs, the expert from What's New is here. Guys, say hi to him. He's the man. You need to ask him about anything IEM. I look up to myself. He's a fellow YouTuber. In fact, if you're not following him, go check his channel out. He got some very cool stuff. And not overexposed. OnlyFans when? The only fan I have is right above me, man. I'm not starting any OnlyFans. I think that's your domain when you start. Let me know. I think you mentioned it on your last live also. But yeah, no thanks, not for me. Nobody wants to see sort of half burnt potato looking guy there. Why don't brands like JBL, Sony, and all manufacturers what? Why don't brands like JBL, Sony, and all manufacturers make IEMs? That's a good one. I think quite simply because IEMs are not mass market. IEMs are very niche. The audiophile community is the 1%. In fact, considering there are over 8 billion people on the planet, I think audiophiles are less than the 1%, So it's the people who are spending time on IEMs now are people. Well, there's a lot of sci-fi coming right now, and honestly, they're making some beautiful stuff. I recently reviewed, not recently, the SimGot EA500 LM. It was okay. It didn't impress me as much as the other SimGots have, but I do like what a lot of these brands are doing with IEMs. They're doing a pretty good job, and I don't think there's too much of a sort of kickbacks they get. There's not much of a profit margin with IEMs because again it's so niche. Maybe that's why. But as Sony, JBL, and everybody are catering to the masses, they're making their money. They're happy. They know their structure. I don't think they're going to get into IEMs and all. But having said that, Sony has recently launched an open back set of headphones, which I did want to get my hands on, and I did the whole thing of contacting them, and I've not heard back from them. So there's only so much that I can do. So anyway, I'll move on to the next one. Sony is very cheap, very expensive IM offerings. Not much in the middle though. There you have it. What's New has just responded. I didn't even know Sony had IMs, man. Like I'm so disconnected from a lot of stuff. Salim, hola. Subjit, can you suggest some good dealers under 5K? My users basically attending office calls. Dual pairing support is a must. Casually watching YouTube videos and web series. Subhajit, if you would like to check out my review on the Realme Buds 5 Pro and the Realme Buds 5 Pro versus Oppo Enco A3 Pro versus the OnePlus Buds 3, I think one of those will suit you very well. But I think the best all-rounder of the lot, it's got good bits everywhere, is the Realme Buds 5 Pro. So you can check my reviews out there on my channel, and don't forget to buy from the affiliate link if you do want to buy it, because it does help the channel a little bit. JBL launched JBL Livebeam 3 earbuds in India at 13,999. Sashi, yeah, they've not yet launched it. It's being launched tomorrow. It's going to be coming out tomorrow, I believe. And if you want to see an in-depth review on that set of earphones, stay tuned. It should launch tomorrow. That's the video that I was going to launch today, and then I realized that there's an embargo, so I can't release that video today. Hypersnooze, thank you. Thank you for that. What is this called? A super something thingamajig? Thank you for the 19 rupees, man. It'll go towards something for my channel. JBL does things that sell speakers, headphones instead of IMs. Yeah, that's correct. Does Headphone Zone employ any practices that might influence the scripting process in their favor? That's a very good question, Neil. Because I have had some people claim things like this on my videos, so I ignore them. But I'll tell you exactly how that process works out because you've mentioned this. Guys, Neil's asked a superb question because a lot of people are questioning influencers, and one thing I don't like to do is be refer to myself as one. I don't like the word influencer, but if I want to review something because I want to, I usually get in touch with them. But take for example, the JD one came to me. They said, "Listen, we're doing this collaboration. Are you interested?" I said, "Yeah, sure." They sent it. They said, "Okay, cool. Uh, Go ahead, do your review." So I personally have never gotten any requests from Headphone Zone or anybody in their organization to give it a good review or a bad review or a mediocre review. In fact, when I talk to anybody, this is a personal thing. If I talk to any new manufacturers or anybody in particular, Headphone Zone, it might be JBL, it might be uh, Yamaha, and so on. The one thing I fight for is I said, if you are giving it to me and you want to do a barter or whatever, the only thing I stand by is I need to have full creative freedom for my content. If I don't like your product in certain aspects, I'll say it. So there are places where I'll say, I don't like how the highs are, I don't like the mids are, where the mids are, or the touch controls don't work well, and so on. So I stick to that. But I have never been influenced by anybody from Headphone Zone or other companies when it comes to giving any of my opinions or any of my videos. All my content is 100% my content. You guys have heard me say all thoughts and opinions are my own, and I stand by it. And I've stuck by that for the last 4 years, and I will continue to do that because what got me into this whole thing of starting a channel was I had a whole bunch of people in my office, the previous office I used to work at, saying, "Hey, Paul, these are some new earphones that guy bought. Will you tell us what you think? We're thinking about buying it." So I realized that a lot of people want the truth. They want the honesty. They want to know everything. So that's kind of why my videos are, 15 and 20 minutes long, because I like to go across everything. If you guys really don't have the time to sit through the whole thing, check out the different chapters. You're not obligated to watching the whole thing. So it's cool, man. It's good fun. But thanks for that question, Neil. There are a lot of people who claim these things. They'll say bought review or paid for review and so on and so forth. Now, um, there might be guys who are paid for out there, but I'm strongly against it. My passion is sound and sound alone. If somebody acts weird about that and says, "Listen, we're giving you a lot of money, but you have to say this," I won't do it. My YouTube channel is dedicated to honest content, proper content. Anyway, moving on. Which audio brand in India has the best warranty, not in length but in quality? Which are oh, Hitchhiker's got an interesting one. Which audio has the best warranty? That's a good one. Are you referring to Indian-made brands or just a brand that's available in India, like say JBLs and so on and so forth? Vandan Mohan, Paul, what's your take on burn-in? That's a very good question. To be very honest with you, I I didn't agree to this concept of burn-in when I was a lot younger. But when I was a lot younger, I wasn't into the hobby as much as I am now. And to be very frank with you, of all the products that I've reviewed, I guess it's just experience that where this happens. Of all the products that I've reviewed, some of them practically speak to me in the sense they sound withdrawn. They sound like they're capable of doing more. They sound as if they just want to wake up. There aren't too many wireless earphones that I've experienced this with, but one of them was the Yamaha TW E7B that just wanted to wake up. So if you notice that series of reviews I did on the Yamaha, it's 7B is one of the last reviews I did because it needed time to sort of burn in, and I was letting it run in for about over 48 hours, constantly charging and letting it run and all that sort of stuff. But burn-in, my take is it's true. It exists, but I think with only some equipment, not all equipment, because some equipment is made with love and some is just made to be mechanical. So when you have heard enough stuff, you will realize what can and can't sound better, or so on and so forth. So my burn-in, in fact, you might think I'm a bit of a crazy person. A lot of people just do like a 5 hour, 10 hour burn-in. The LS50 is behind me. You see that my pride and joy. I did a 200-hour burn-in on this, and by burn-in I don't mean a lot of people just crank volume high and let it run for some time. I did it very differently, because this is something I noticed my dad used to do when I was a kid. If he bought new speakers, they'd be plugged in, and volume would be at 5% volume. You could barely hear it, but it was slowly exercising the driver and tweeter and everything. 5 became 10 the next day, became 15 the next day, became 20, 25, and so on. So by the time you've added all those days, by the time you're reaching the last day, it's gotten to a point where it's loud enough to exercise the driver well, but also soft enough where you can have a conversation with somebody in the same room. Maybe slightly elevated voice, but I found that doing that kind of burn-in on this, it sounds absolutely gorgeous. In fact, the other day, I haven't had time to listen to these much, but whenever I switch these on and listen to something, I'm not even joking, man. Like, I tear up because some music just touches me. And I've got a close friend who bought the same pair of speakers just 2 or 3 months after I did, and his don't sound like mine at all. As in, it has a similar characteristic, but the overall emotion that comes across is very different. His burn-in was very different. He did a lot high volume, and I think he ran it for about 20-25 hours and then did whatever he wanted to do. But also, one thing to keep in mind with speakers, a lot of speakers play the room. So it depends on your room as well. But yeah, I mean, that's what I think about burn-in. I think it's up to you, man. If you don't believe in it, if that keeps you happy, good for you. But before writing it off, try a few things. Try it with higher end equipment and see, because I think there is a difference to that it makes. Spammy, even if your reviews are a bit later than others, I would prefer to wait for that, because most others just focus on the features set and very few focus on actual sound. I've seen that too, Spam. Um, yeah. Urshad has also got some good stuff, man. So, I mean, I do wish that he'd elaborate more on the sound, but I think he's also restricted because of who he's working with. I think they've got limits to how long they can have a video. I'm my own boss on YouTube. So if I want to have a 2 minute video or a 30-minute video, I can do that. So that's why I like elaborating a lot on sound as well. Ishwar, that's an interesting. Ishwar, are you shouting at me? It appears that you're shouting at me. Ishwar says, "Teach us how you judge music. Tell us about technical things in songs." uh, well, to be honest, Ishwar, it's something that comes with time. Yeah, it's something that comes with experience. I don't know, like, I don't know what to relate with, but I guess most guys here are. If you're from India, you're into cricket, and let me put it this way: the first ball that anyone, Sachin Tendulkar or whoever faced, he may not have hit. It must have hit a wicket, or he must have been caught, or it must have, just gone over his head or whatever. But he wouldn't have had the experience to deal with it. But the more balls he faced, the more overs he played, the more stuff he did, the more fine-tuned he got, the better he got. He understood the sport that much more. So I'd say, even I'm just pulling a leg, Ishwar. I'm just I'm just troubling you, man. But yeah, when it comes to that, I mean, I've learned over time what to look out for and so on. And you're referring to things like terminology and so on. Yeah. So the technicalities, I keep very simple. I don't go into too much detail. I just break it down for you, man. I do the what do? I do the volume, everybody knows. I do the staging, the sound stage. I do the imaging. I do the highs, mids, lows, because that's the easiest thing to do. And I usually don't like to talk too much about timber and so on, because I do that more with more premium stuff, which also I want to do. But like, intentionally don't tell you what these are, because if you really want to know what they are and you're really passionate about sound, I'm pretty sure you're going to go and Google it. Just go and type in what is imaging in sound on Google. Google what are high frequencies. Google what's soundstage. Google what's timber in sound, and you'll know that. So usually I refrain from it, because I want people to understand these things by themselves. I want them to make that effort, so that they also can, if you want to get into the hobby, I'll hold your hand, man. You come, I'll hold your hand, and we'll talk about stuff together. The whole point is to find happiness through this hobby. Hitchhiker, you had good experience with Sennheiser and bad experience with Sony. What products are you referring to, Hitchhiker? Parth, how much we have to spend minimum to enjoy great details in TWS? Uh, Parth, if you want, from my opinion, you may not think it's the best sounding, but I'm telling you, being completely transparent, the one of the best sounding and most valued earphones that I've ever heard, with the cleanest sound, beautiful harmony, trueness in voice, richness in the highs, with not elevated highs to make it appear like it's trying to sound great, just about right bass, smooth, mellow vocals. The best sounding TWS I've heard in a good budget is the Yamaha TW E3B. When it first came out, it was around, I think, 8,500 rupees. But right now, I think they've been flogging old stock because there's a new model coming. I think some people have bought it for even as low as 3,000 and 3,500. It doesn't have ANC. It doesn't have touch controls. It doesn't have a lot of features, but it doesn't have all these things because the budget that Yamaha has spent on making it has not been for features. It's not been for all the bells and whistles. It's been for sound. And the thing is, Yamaha is not like an Oppo and a Realme and a OnePlus. They're not owned by a mother company. Yamaha is still owned and run by Japan, and they are very particular about their ways, and they have stayed true to what they're doing. So if you ever get your hands on a set of TW3Bs, or even if you buy it, from my opinion, it's one of the best sounding things I've heard in the sub 8,000 category. If you get it for 6,000, it's worth it. If you get it for 8,000, it's worth it. Even if you get it for the 3,000 and odd, it's super value for money. Beautiful sounding, and it really did speak to me. So anyway, moving on. CoStar Diamond T300, which was selling for 1,500, is available for 550 on Flipkart. Is it legit? Sayan, I have it. I have the T300. I've done a review on it. For $1,000, it's not bad. I'm surprised it had active noise cancelling. But it's okay, man. I mean, for the price, it's okay. Check out my review on it if you haven't. It's called the CoStar Diamond. Yeah, check it out. I've got an old review on it. It's not bad for the price. I mean, they did sort of try and do some decent stuff. It's kind of, I remember it being warm sounding. It's not too rich, which is fine, but you can check it out. It's no audiophile stuff. Huh? Keep in mind, if you want to spend $1,500 and you want good sound, rich sound, detail, you look at an IM entry level. Last year was for warranty. Why you were 4 years ago? I was really disappointed. Don't know if they improved. The techie didn't acknowledge that is line one. Spammy, most guys in these service centers are just there to do their jobs, man. They're not so into the technicalities of earphones, and also it'll vary. If you go to another Realme center, you might get a much better guy who understands what's going on. Oh, man, Abhishek, man, you've just done something nobody else has done. You just made me blush. Well, thanks for the super thanks. You are a bad influence. Also, whenever we need to. I'm going to send you an email. We need to figure out doing some sort of collaboration, man. Even if it's a podcast or something, we need to get in touch and do something fun. Let me know if you're up to that. Again, guys, what's new? If you guys aren't following him, just head on over to what's new. I look up to this guy. He's able to make one of my 30-minute long videos. He's able to pack all that information in like 3 to 7 minutes, sometimes more. But man, I hope I can review like you someday. Subhash, KZ Extra earbuds. KZ earbuds, you mean ear tips? Are you looking for ear tips in particular? Or are you talking about a model? Is it there's something called KZ Extra? I don't know. I'm so out of it. Okay, there's a product called KZ Extra. Is it available on Headphone Zone? I don't think so. If it's available on Headphone Zone, I can ask them for a demo unit sometime. I replaced my Sennheiser IM 6 times. They got damaged due to use. Wow. Sony Service Center refused to acknowledge that volume on one side of the earphone was lower than. Oh, that sucks, man. When a service center just refuses to acknowledge what you're experiencing. Yeah, I don't know, man, how Sony is. I've not really dealt with service centers. The only service center I've dealt with in all these years is OnePlus. More recently for the Z2 that had a hissing issue with the ANC, and the other was Bose. Some years ago, I had a Bose QC2. I'm talking about years ago, man, and I forget what happened, but oh yeah, it broke. One of my friends sat on it, and the right ear cup literally snapped. And I went, now this years ago, it must be at least 18, 20 years ago, and I remember going to them and I was really sad. And they said, "Oh, sir, we can't do much. We don't repair. What we'll have to do is, um, what did they say? They said we'll have to replace it." I said, "Cool." And then when they said replace it, I said, "Is it within warranty?" They said, "No, your warranty I think was just out by 1 or 2 days or whatever." And anyway, it's physical damage. So anyway, I was feeling pretty bummed because it's an older set that my dad gave me, because he got a newer set. But I remember that lady and Bose walked up to me with a fresh case, no box. It was a new case and a new set of headphones, and she said, "This is a replacement piece." I said, "How much do I owe you?" And she just smiled and said, "No, don't worry, it's for you." I'm like, how do you guys manage stuff, man? But she was pretty cool about it. So that's one of the best experiences I've ever had when it comes to after sales. But it was years ago. It was a different time, man. I am sure there were hardly any QC2s. They must have just been trying to keep their customers, stuff like that keeps a person loyal. And it worked because I bought, after that set, did sort of, it was getting old. I bought QC35s. So the loyalty thing does work. Hi, Rohit. Sennheiser even replaced out of warranty and gave me better IM since model was wow, that's impressive from Sennheiser. You know what, Hitchhiker, if you know someone at Sennheiser, can you please call them and tell them I need a new headband for my HD 700 and I need ear pads as well because I can't find it anywhere. Any service center I've called, I cannot get the headband and ear pads. I've checked online through various sources. I just can't find Sennheiser HD 700. If you know somebody there, please ask them. Sure, you can't even guess how much. This years I don't have. I'm not trying to buy, but I watch every video of yours. Have your Pro 10. I've used Chew too, but insensitive. You're sensitive to siblings. Yeah, Ishwar, thanks for the support, man. Every view counts, but if you are sensitive to high frequencies, usually I found any earphones that have BA drivers usually have a much smoother response in the high range. So, like for example, these are very expensive. The SimGod EM6L. These have multiple BA drivers, and it's very soft and mellow in the highs. It's a very nice sounding high, and I prefer that because it's kind of warmer. It reminds me of listening to an old cassette, an old tape on a tape deck. So if you, I found that a lot of new IEMs, in fact, like you're saying the Chew and all, I don't doubt what you're saying because, man, a lot of stuff is just too rich in the highs. I recently reviewed the SimGot EA500 LM, and I remember that also being quite a bit. A little too emphatic. I mean, I don't use harsh words like that on in my videos, but where's my EA 500? I don't know where I've put it. But it's getting a bit too much. A lot of people are elevating that higher range just to give you a sense of, hey, listen, there's more clarity, but that's not really the case because it's the clarity on the 500 LM was okay. It wasn't too sharp as well. But I know what you're saying, Ishwar, and of course, thanks for the support, man. This got Chew 2 Type C. It's my first IM. I already have a TWS Oppo Enco Buds 2, but I didn't feel any difference. Some said use the IM for 1 week, then you will find the IM better. Is it true? Yes, to a certain extent, Marie or Mari. I don't know if I'm butchering your name. I apologize if I'm not saying it correctly. But usually, for example, it's like when it comes to sound in particular, it's not like a video. It's not like, hey, listen, I'm looking at a YouTube 480p, and then you go to HD 1080p and then 4K. You can see the difference immediately. Visual is very clear. With audio, it's very different. With audio, you have to listen to it because your ear is acclimating to a new sound. It's acclimating to newer details. So when your ear gets used to that, it's moving on to your brain is also acclimating to new details. You're hearing things you've not heard before. If you put the Chutu like this and listen and put it down, put the put the Opos into your ear, you won't tell the difference. With a lot of cases, I can do the same thing. If you bring your Opos and you hear one of my high end headphones, you might say the same thing. But if I tell you, listen, sit and listen, and I mean really listen to your music, listen to what's being put into to a person's voice, listen to what string is being strummed, listen to a person's breath when they're blowing into a trumpet. These finer nuances, when you look for them with your Chu2s and really listen, do it for even 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Do it for listen to this, let your mind and your ears acclimate. Then go to your Oppo. Then you'll most likely see a difference. If you are not seeing a difference, the hobby is not for you. There are a lot of people who just it doesn't work with some people. In the sense, I've met a lot of people who are kind of want to explore the hobby, but they're not as open-minded as they should be. You should just go into it saying, man, I want to try something new. Don't come into it as a skeptic. If you come to a skeptic, your mind will play tricks on you. But just come to the hobby to enjoy it, and you will see the difference between Oppo and Chutu for sure. Not that I've tested the Chutu, but I've heard good things about it. Ishwar, what comment, man? I thought I've acknowledged all your comments, yeah? Yeah. Thanks, bro. I like you too, man. Thanks for all your support. Ramesh, hello. Hi, Ramesh. Thanks for joining in today. Oh, we're up to 18 people here. Cool. Hi, guys. Rohit. Hi, Rohit. I'm new to all this, and I just came across your videos as I was looking to buy some entry-level IMs. That's cool, Rohit. You let me know. I mean, don't let me know because I've not reviewed too many IMs. I'm still expanding my folio of IM reviews, but there are a few that I like in the in the budget category, and I've recently reviewed the EM 500 LM, and then the EM 6L, and then the EA 1000, and these all range, even the EW 200, and I even did the 100p. So I've reviewed everything from SimGot, from their entry level to almost their high end. So that's 2,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees, and they've got beautiful stuff. So I would recommend something from them. But of course, if by any chance any of the reviews that I've uh, reviewed, I mean, any IMs that I've reviewed aren't the ones you're looking for, you can talk to the guys at Headphone Zone, man. They're sweet guys. I've spoken to them directly. They're pretty nice, and they'd be happy to guide you in the right direction. Because when you're looking for Rohit, when you're looking for a certain kind of sound, you need to know what you're looking for, because there's a lot of stuff in the 2,000 rupee price range, and the 4,000, and the 5, and the 10, and so on. But you need to know what kind of flavor you like, and I call it flavor because some people like a little bit more salt, some people like a little more masala, some people like a little more garlic. These are all tuned slightly differently. They're in essence very similar, a lot of them, but some of them really do stand out with certain characteristics. So once you figure out what it is you're looking for, you'll be able to understand which one is for you once you know your sound. Hitchhiker, I don't know anyone Sennheiser. I sent my IM for repair by mail and they sent me new IMs. Okay, that's cool. You've gotten lucky, Hitchhiker. I've not heard of anybody having this good luck with after sales. That's good for you. Kedar, can you do a comparison between Sony Linkbud S, Sony WF C500 and 700? As much as I'd like to, Kedar, I've tried contacting Sony over the last 3 years, for not 4 years, 3 years, to be honest. And it's usually not worked out. I've tried very hard to get a hold of their products. And I don't know, for some reason, they're not coming my way. Maybe I'm too micro right now. Maybe when I've got more subscribers, they'll hear or see me. But when I do, I'll review their stuff, man. I've even spoken to them even 1.5, 2 months back. So yeah, gatekeeping. Hi, Wilson. Seeing you here after a long time. Like to hear inputs on your tips like foam, spin fit, and others. The stock ones feel not comfortable for long sessions of listening. So, Wilson, to be very honest with you, I've had my first experience with ear tips 3 months ago, I think, because I got the Lipotech. What are they? The Lipotech Pure Plays Z3s just about 3 months ago. In fact, I need to do a long-term report on those. The Lipotech was the first set of earphones that I ever listened to with a foam ear tip. Otherwise, I've just been listening to silicon tips, and the kind of silicon tips I've been listening to have different bores, either soft bores or stiff bores. and those I think the Tangzu Warner came with the soft and the stiff, and that can change the way your IEMs deliver the sound to you. Of course, material does make a big difference. It's almost like it's playing the room. But I did find myself to really like the foam tips on the Z3s. So I have used those same foam ear tips on some IEMs. I've used them on some other wireless earphones. It doesn't mount on everything, but whatever it did mount on, I did listen to. And the characteristic of of foam is it's a soft surface. So when the foam is sort of leading to your ear, mounted on the section that's feeding the audio to you, the sound is bouncing off and obviously getting a little more mellow. So highs are culled slightly, mids do get a little more sort of smoother, mellower, but it does kind of eat into the bass a bit, sound wise. But comfort wise, I really like them because they kind of, they squeeze in, so they get scrunched in your ear canal, and then you can, if it's really quiet, you can hear them sort of, unraveling and opening up and creating an even better seal. And I found that my ears can sometimes hurt with silicone tips if I don't have the right ear tip size, and then that whole drama about different ear tips. But foam, even if my left ear is smaller than the right, that foam ear tip won't expand more because it's reached maximum capacity because my ear canal. So your ear canal decides the size of the foam. So based on that, I'd say foam ear tips are pretty good. Spin fit, I have not tried. I've heard about them. I still need to expand into the whole customization thing. In fact, Wilson, I don't know if you've heard about this, but Headphone Zone is doing some sort of a customized IEM build, but not in Bangalore, sadly, where you are, but they are doing it in Delhi. So they are letting people modify their IEMs with different drivers, different sort of meshings, different ear tips. I think they are changing things within the housing. So that whole bespoke thing with your own IEMs will be pretty cool. So check it out, because I think they might be planning on doing something like this in Bangalore at some point or the other. Ishwar, yeah, you told me multiple times ZSN Pro X, but if you're me starting out IM journey, what is your one pick? The ZSN Pro X, man. In fact, the only reason why I've not bought the ZSN Pro X is because I'll have one more set of IMs that I won't have time to listen to. Because before I had a lot of time to listen to music. Now, since between what I do on a regular basis and doing this as a separate passion project, I don't have the time to enjoy stuff. So if I pick up the ZSN Pro X, it'll just be lying somewhere, which I'll feel very bad about. So yeah, if you're going for something, go for the ZSN Pro X. It's a lovely set of IEMs. Hi Kedar, you like the way I enjoy myself in my sessions? Yeah, it's you guys who bring the enjoyment, man. It's this community. I think German brands in general have better warranties because they have to provide better warranties in the EU because of their laws. Hitchhiker, you're absolutely right, because you know that the set of Bear Dynamics I've got on my headphone rack, it's about 10 years old. It's about 9 or 10 years old now. And I have gone and spoken to the guys at the Sennheiser or the Bear Dynamic office. I beg your pardon. And I did ask them at one point, I said, this headphone was made in 1985, the original ones, and they've stuck to the same design. The DT990, the DT990 Pro as well, same designs are still available. I said, but what if something happens? What if one driver packs up? He said, sir, one driver packs up, we'll give you one driver. I said, okay, but what if I hear an imbalance and I want two new drivers? He said, if you want two new drivers, we'll give you two matched drivers. That's not a problem. What if one screw is missing? What if the headband? What if one ear pad? He said, sir, any specific component, even if your cable packs up, if you want anything, it doesn't matter that it was made in 1985 originally. These are still being made. These are still being sold. Nothing has changed in the construction of these. We have all the spares. If you want anything, even one small screw, we'll do it for you. And again, German. So I think what you're saying is pretty spot on. In fact, the Sennheiser, I think, is one of the only brands that offers a 2-year warranty on on all of their gear. Maybe not wireless stuff, but their audiophile stuff. So that's what you said is spot on, Hitchhiker. Parth, I bought the Oppo Enco Air 2 Pro almost 1.5 years ago after watching you and Isha's review. Really good sound under budget. Yamaha, great, but it doesn't have basic features. Yes, the Yamaha is not cut out for features, man. The Yamaha was made for sound and sound alone. Um, in fact, the whole audiophile community, Headphone Zone, even started saying The best sounding wireless earphones are the Lipotech PurePlay 3, and I heard it, and it was impressive. I did like the PurePlay 3. Yes, it is a nice sounding set of wireless earphones, but I had to do a comparison between the TWE3B and the Lipotech. And check out my review, man. Yes, it's my opinion. Um, I may have upset somebody at Headphone Zone. I don't know, but I think the Yamaha is tuned to next level. It shouldn't sound that good at that price range. It doesn't have the ANC, it doesn't have the touch controls, but Yamaha didn't put in any budget towards those things. Yamaha's focus was sound and sound alone, and you can hear it when you listen to that set of wireless earphones. Can you suggest any other TWS, please? Parth, you want TWS earphones? What's your budget, man? Uh, Pyro Pyrotica. Hi. So I bought Tangzo and Salno Zero as my first IEMs. You bought two. Wow. Really love their sound signature. More new options from your side. Each price segment, I prefer clear voice and instruments. Um, uh, it's amazing that you bought two. There are a lot of people don't do that. They'll save up that money and buy something else. But if you if you want something a little more premium, check out the SimGod EW200. Check out my review on that. There are not many IEMs or earphones that point me in a direction towards what music to listen to. The EW200 was one of them. And having said that, I don't know if you're into. Excuse me. I don't know if you're into a lot of bass, but the EW200 is not a bass happy set of IMs, but it it made me want to listen to orchestral music. It made me want to listen to instrumental. It made me want to listen to operatic music. It just showed me what is comfortable with. And check out my review on the EW200 if you haven't already. I really like those IMs. And then if you're going more premium, there's a whole lot of stuff, man. So it depends on your budget, of course, what you want to do. But I'd say grow slowly, but don't make that mistake. Don't only spend in the 2K price range. A lot of people do that. Okay, you've spent on two IMs in the 2K, great. Two different flavors, superb, good for you. But your next set, if it's 4,000, buy one set. Then if you want to spend more, buy one set that's 6,000 and 8 and 10 and so on. Build your collection like that. Don't just spend on the 2K, because I think I met a guy who had like 20 IMs in the 2K range, which meant he could have bought something really premium and loved it for years. And that's what all of these headphones are behind me. I've had them for years and they're still going strong. Anyway, moving on. Pyrotica, I hope I answered you well. Rohit, hi. Thanks for that. I'm not sure what I'm looking for yet, as I've just started out, so I'll look into it. I've only used basic Bluetooth earphones, so my first EQ set. Rohit, if I can give you some advice, a set that I really like is the KZ ZSN Pro X. I think it's about $1,500, 1,400 or 1,600. It might be 2,000. I don't know. But check out my review on it. If you want to buy it, use the affiliate link. It helps me a bit for the channel. But the KZ ZSN Pro X does have a V-shaped tuning. So it's got elevated highs and elevated bass with well-presented mids. But the highs aren't so exaggerated that it hurts your ear. At least it didn't hurt mine. So I'd say it's a very safe set to pick up. It's a beautiful sounding set of IEMs. Pick it up, see if you like its taste, flavor, so to say. If you don't like, that will give you a grounding, because if you say, hey, maybe it's too much bass, okay, you've got an idea that, okay, I don't like so much bass, I want a little less bass. If there's too much elevation in the highs for you, okay, you straight away know, I don't want so much elevation in the highs. If you want more forward mid-range, you'll say, okay, this one doesn't have forward mid-range, I want something with more forward mid-range. So $1,500 hopefully won't create too much of a dent. What is this focusing on? Won't create too much of a dent in your wallet. So try it out, see if you like it, and then from there you'll have an idea what your flavor is, what you're looking for. After that, you move and expand to more premium IMs to figure out what it is you want. So I hope that gives you a little more resolution, Rohit. Ishwar, most people don't even know about IM, how beautiful sound can be. Almost no technical things on this. Yeah, Ishwar, a lot of people don't even know about IMs. So that's why I mentioned I want to start doing less wireless stuff and more IMs. But I try to maintain the balance between wireless, mass market, and IMs, because the people who come to watch mass market might just see a notification from me saying Paul is reviewing some IMs, and they might think what that is all about, and then they'll actually go and watch the review and think about buying it. So I'm trying to pull more people into this music enjoyment hobby, and hopefully we'll get there someday. Thanks, Ishwar. That's a very sweet comment. I've already grown. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I'd be where I am today, so I'm happy. As long as I help even one person, I'm happy. So it's cool. But under 5K, check out my comparisons between the Oppo Enco A3 Pro, Oppo Enco A3 Pro. Yeah, Oppo Enco A3 Pro, OnePlus Buds 3, and Realme Buds A5 Pro. I did a comparison a few days ago. I break it down completely as to what is what with those three. I think you can choose one from those because they are in the sub 5K range. And remember to use the affiliate link from there. If you're buying something, it does help the channel. But I think if you want a good all-rounder, the Realme is a good set to go for. So you can consider picking up the Realme Buds A5 Pro. Anyway, moving on. Keep doing amazing stuff. Remember, yeah, Ishwar, I a lot of people to remember. I don't have a good memory, but when you comment here, I'll remember you. Thanks so much. I bought Realme Buds A5 Pro after watching review about 5 months back. They're really good, but now I want to upgrade and hence looking at Sony. Kedar, which Sonys are you looking at? Because I haven't reviewed many, so you'll have to tell me how good or bad they sound. But I do like how Sony sounds. I mean, they are catering to the masses, but I mean, there's some nice stuff there. Um, uh, and I have bought Tangzu Warner and headphones on Hi-Fi DAC. Okay, DD Hi-Fi. How it will compatible with S22? Hey man, I don't think the DD Hi-Fi is compatible with S22. Uh, the DD Hi-Fi, I think S22, S23, and S24 is not compatible with. So if you've bought it, see if you can return it or if you can cancel the order if it's en route, because I think it's mentioned, Anand. If it's mentioned, go into the DD Hi-Fi section on the Headphone Zone website and have a look over there. I think it's mentioned it's not compatible with the S22. What do I think about IEMs versus Samsung? Any IEMs versus, if you are playing lossless music on IEMs and say wireless high res on anything wireless, I'll choose the IEMs any day. I love resolution, I love detail, I love clarity, and for me IEMs are always superior. A cable is always superior to anything wireless, at least right now. Tiago, hi Paul, thanks for your recommendations. I'm loving my Hi-Fi FC3 Hibi. Okay, and I have a small collection of budget Chi-Fi IMs, and I love to notice the difference in sound. This is a never-ending search. Yes, Tiago, it is a never-ending search. And congratulations on your equipment. That's nice. Hibi, I think I've handled some of this stuff, but I've not heard this stuff, but I've heard good things. But yeah, it's good fun figuring out your flavors because even like these headphones behind me, they're all not for just general listening. Each one has a genre of music that I like to pair it with. So I'm sure you'll also experience that. Some bits of IMs are good for different things. AK. Hi Paul, I want to buy IMs under 2K with slightly higher bass than usual. Apart from that, I need balanced sounding IMs with mic and detailed trebles. So just me some good under 2K with higher bass than usual, balanced sounding with mic. Damn. Okay, AK, to be honest, the only stuff that I have you sent me the same comment twice, thrice? Yes, you have. Okay, cool. I was getting nervous that I've got too many comments to reply to, so this is not as nerve-wracking. AK, I do like the KZ ZSN Pro X, but again, it's V-shaped tuning. But having said that, it doesn't sound as V-shaped as people say it is. If you look at a graph of its tuning, it's very V, but it doesn't sound very V. I did like it quite a lot, so you can consider that. But if you're looking at something newer, the new FIO JD ones are surprisingly very bass heavy. For a set of IEMs, I didn't go into it thinking there'd be so much bass, but it was definitely very bass happy. So that's the JD one over there. It is a bit rich in, well, it's not too rich in the highs, it's just right. But for me, there are like there's one or two peaks in the highs that I find a bit too sort of forward. It's a little too present. Mids are good. Check out my review on the FIO JD one if you'd like to. It's a nice set of IEMs. I just found the issue with the highs. Your ears might not be as sensitive as mine in the highs, but some people are high frequency sensitive. If you are high frequency sensitive, you may not like those peaks, but check out my review on it. Rohit. Yeah, sound advice, man. That's the line. That is the line. Zimash or Zimashi. I don't know if I'm butchering a lot of people's names, guys. I'm so sorry. I use EW200 with the headphone jack of Poco F5. Am I missing out by not using a dongle? So, if so, what's the appropriate dongle? EW200, Poco. I have not heard the F5, but from my knowledge, most phones don't sound good. The only ones that sounded really good with good DACs and amps were what LG was making. LG was making some phenomenal stuff, and I'm only talking about the hardware for sound. So their DACs and amps were superb. But the EW200 I have paired with the i5 Go Link, and I love that pairing. It's a very beautiful pairing. Now I recommend two DAC amps because I've only tested these two in recent times. DD Hi-Fi high-res DAC from Headphone Zone. And the i5 Go Link. I've got a comparison between the two. Have a look at that to see what flavor you'd like in the DAC, because both of them have slightly different tunings. But keep in mind, I had to sit and listen very intently for hours to be able to write out that script. So check it out, so you'll know which one is right for you. Laser, thank you for the super thanks. Great reviews, only Audify I trust in India. Thanks, man. I'm sure there are more guys you can trust, but more subs. I mean, yeah, cool. If it comes my way, I don't mind. But I'm happy where I am. It's slow growth. It's organic growth. So I'm happy because I've got genuine people like you who are coming and talking to me and are coming and interacting with me in the comments and whatever else. So man, as long as I can help another person understand audio and be happy and help them find happiness through this hobby, I feel like I've done my job. So getting subs is kind of secondary, but whatever. I mean, like, share, and subscribe if you want me to get more subs. Ask more people to latch on. I'd be happy. But anyway, moving on. And again, if I forgot to thank you, Laser, for the super thanks. Thanks, man. That's very sweet of you. It'll go towards the channel and keep it alive for some time. Thank you. Ishwar, if you got somewhere to be, you can go, man. Because in fact, I need to end my live soon. I started very late. I'm so sorry, guys. I know I promised 6 o'clock, but I had serious technical difficulties. I only went live close to 7. So maybe a few more minutes because I have to run off as well. AK, I've responded to this. Arvind Arora, amazing facts. Hey, do you have a channel for amazing facts? I wouldn't mind looking at those. I ordered channeling UA1 Plus Type C DAC after discussing with Headphones on Guru. How they sound, can you tell? First type XB10. So Arvind, I have not heard the Shandling UA1 Plus. I have heard, I think the UA1 Pro. The first dongle DAC I ever heard was a Shandling, and I loved it. I genuinely loved it. In fact, that's the DAC I used to listen to all 8 IEMs that Headphone Zone sent to me for review. When my first ever reviews for IEMs was thanks to Headphone Zone. And I really liked that little DAC. It was quite impressive. Now, I have not heard this one that you are talking about, but I'm pretty sure it'll hold up. But one thing, since you mentioned the XB10 is beautiful. I love it. I use it in my car for high-res wireless. But to keep in mind, the maximum it does, if you listen to high-res music, is aptX, which is about, I think, maybe 500 odd KB, which is, of course, better than, let's say, your 320 KBs or your 250 KBs, kbps. Now, if you have access to high-res audio and you're listening through your Shandling, through your IEMs, and then you listen to it for a few hours at a stretch or a few days and acclimate to it and go back to the XB10, the XB10 might seem like it's not carrying as much detail. But again, the XB10 is a very good performer. It is very good for a wireless portable DAC amp. So yeah, man, you're going to enjoy your Shandling. In fact, happy music listening to you, man. May you find the sound you're looking for and all the happiness you can get. Hi, Anand. Thanks for checking cancel. Please suggest what DAC I can buy. The two I'm mentioning, man. Check out the DD Hi-Fi and i5. I personally like the i5 Go Link. It's a very good performer. Beautiful. It sounds a lot more professional. It sounds a lot more suited. It sounds, like it's dressed in a three-piece suit, come to do what it needs to do. The i5 is more prim and proper in its presentation. The DD Hi-Fi is a little more enthusiastic and a little more sort of in your face. It's like a guy who's just won a best athlete in sports, and he's just trying to be loud about it. But they're both very good DACs, and the differences they have are minute. You may not even notice them. It took me a long time to figure out the differences between them, but you can check out my comparison between the i5 and the DD Hi-Fi, and I of course do like the i5. Spam me. No, no, no. We're at 59 minutes. I think, one sec. Let me just check something before definitely signing off. I think I can do another maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, I think I can do maybe another 5-10 minutes. So that's cool. Slide edit headphones on Guru. AK, hey man, he's slide edit and he's spamming me again. Uh, Tangzu Warner, Guru's recommended me Tangzu Warner as per what I mentioned to them. A bit confused between Tangzu and Clinical Zero. Also, yes, I'm sensitive to sharp trebles. I've not tested the Zero 2, Clinical Zero 2. I have tested the Tangzu Warner. The Tangzu Warner can seem a bit bright in the highs, but it is not as bright as some CCA IEMs I've heard. So it's a bit more mellow than that. Now, it's been a long time since I heard those IEMs, man. But check out my review on the Tangzu Warner. In fact, I didn't get that demo piece from Headphone Zone. I got it from Linsol Audio. So I don't know if I've even put a affiliate link. But check out my Tangzu Warner review, and you can buy from there if you want to. But I don't remember the highs hurting me. The JD ones have hurt my ear slightly with some songs, but the Tangzu Warners weren't offensive that way. So check out my review on the Tangzu Warner and affiliate link if you want to support the channel. Girish, what are your thoughts on earbuds versus IM? Have you tried Riku Buds? Heard good things about them. IMs are fatiguing sometimes. Girish, I have not heard Riku Buds, but I'll tell you what's happening. A lot of new IMs that are coming out are emphatic in the highs because a lot of companies are just trying to say, hey, let's check this out. In fact, I think two sets that I didn't like in the original Headphone Zone box that they sent was something from CCA that was too bright, and the Moondrop Chew first gen I found it was a little too sharp. It was just about okay, but it was edging towards being too sharp. Um, most of them are like this. If you want to avoid sharp highs, I'd recommend getting something with BA drivers. I found that things with BA drivers are usually a lot more mellow in the highs without losing detail, but they lose the shrillness. A BA driver usually cannot be as sharp as a dynamic. So it's a reed that's fluttering. It's not a driver that's agitating the air. It's a reed. So see if you can listen to some IEMs with the BA drivers. Those should be much easier on your ear. And I prefer IEMs to wireless earphones any day, man. Any day. For detail, bass is not big and bloated. It's well structured. So I prefer IEMs. Um, Do I know good desktop speakers below 10,000? I've not even looked in the market for 10. Man, I think desktop speakers have been phased out. I was looking even Bose. Bose is not making as many desktop speakers. Logitech used to make some beautiful stuff a long time ago. And then, what is this? Oh, what is that? Did I do that? I don't know what that was. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't think there are too many Harman Kardon's making stuff that I know of, but that's well out of your budget. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. Honestly, I can't point you in a direction for speakers under 10,000. Sorry, man. Game runner. AK, no spam. Slight edit again. If headphones on Guru's recommend Tangzu as per what I mentioned, confused. Yeah. So I answered you about this. Yeah. Anand, please suggest me DAC under 2K. Under 2K, man. I've not tested many DACs under 2K, but how much is the DD Hi-Fi? Let me just check and tell you. DD Hi-Fi, DD Hi-Fi. Where is DD Hi-Fi? DD Hi-Fi. I think it's 2 triple. Oh, hey, man, check it out. Yeah, DD Hi-Fi. 1,999. Who was I responding to? Anand, check out my review on the DD Hi-Fi. It's going for 1,999 right now. And if you'd like to check out my review, and if you like my review, feel free to buy from my affiliate link. Whatever proceeds I get from the affiliate link go towards my channel, obviously. So yeah, check out the DD Hi-Fi review that I've done. Zimash, are there any other international websites you recommend where we can buy IMs from? Linsol seems to be pretty good. I've not seen or come across any others, but Linsol is really well stocked up. They've got so many brands. I've not been able to go through that whole website, but check out linsole.com. They've got good stuff. Creative Bliss journey. How's Chew 2 DSP versus Zero Red? I have no idea. Creative Bliss. I'm so sorry. I've not had a chance to review these. Lasered, AK, if you're sensitive to travels, I'd say avoid KZs. Warner should be really good. The only nitpick is cable, but under 2K is to be expected. Thanks, Lasered. I think AK, this he's nailed it, man. Lasered is said it better than I did about the highs with the Tangzu. The Tangzu is a nice set. It's not shrill like some KZs can be. Even CCAs, I found CCAs, some CCAs are a little too bright. KZ ZDX, man. Oh god, that felt like it was cutting through my head. Now that I've thought about it, the KZ ZDX was very sharp for me. Upgrade cable from triple end. In fact, cables also will make a slight difference. I've experienced this at one headphone connective end, so that's what I look into. Thanks, Lizard. Thanks for the assist. What IM would you recommend in the 3K budget range? I want a balanced sound signature. I would love bass, but not so much. I want to hear the instruments much more clearly. That's a difficult one for me because I have not reviewed many in that range. But let me see how much this is going for. It's gone up again. The EW 200 sometimes comes in the just above 3000 range, 3200, 3300, and so on. I really do like the EW 200. Excuse me, but it's not bass centric. But check out my in-depth review on the EW200. The SIM card is a very nice set of IEMs. I really love it, the EW200 in particular. Feel free to check it out. And bass heavy, it is not, but I mean, bass exists, but it's not big, bloated. It's tight. It is kind of a studio tuning where the bass sort of dips slightly. You can check that out. But I've not tested too many things above the 3K range. Like I've tested in the 2K, and then there's some EA 500 LM in the 7,000 range, then the EM6L, which is 11,000, and the EA 1000, which is 18,000. So I have to expand in these price ranges for my reviews. Girish, no problem, man. All the best to you. Anand, sorry. Yeah, I forgot. You have the S22. You have the S22. Then I have no idea, man. I've not reviewed many other ones. But if you can stretch your budget, the i5 Go Link is a beautiful sounding dongle DAC. Varun, you want to know about a boom mic for calls? I think that's out of my expertise, man. I've not reviewed anything with boom mics. There's something I got the other day. I do some of these Amazon Live things, and I got something, but I wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't sound good. Call quality with music is your preference. Please suggest a good headset. Boom mics, man, I haven't tested anything really. Game Runner, thanks. Anyway, man, great video. Look for some old Logitechs. Oh, yeah. If you can get a hold of old Logitechs, even old JBLs, man. I used to own a set of JBL Spots. They used to have JBL Spyros, JBL Spots. Beautiful sounding stuff, man. And back then, they used to cost 6, 7 grand, 8 grand. Then the market was flooded with computer speakers, I remember. I'm talking about 2008, 2012 maybe. Computer speakers was a big thing. JBL made good stuff. But if you pick up something old, the drivers could be worn out. They may have torn, so you might get like a weird flatulent sort of sound coming out of a driver. So listen to them before you buy, but nothing like getting new stuff. EW200 for 38. Wow, that's a pretty good deal. That's a good deal. Anand, yeah, no problem. I'm glad I helped you. I mean, technically, I didn't help you much because I haven't tested enough DAC amps to point you in the right direction. I just told you about 2. I'm so sorry. I'll try and expand my reviews to more things. Check out Concept Cart. Laser, thanks for the assist. I heard some good reviews. J. Cali and Audacula. Even, a lot of people have been commenting on Audacula. Or no, not Audacula, Audiocula. Yeah. So, yeah, you can check them out as well. I've not reviewed anything from the guys at Concept Cart just yet. Thanks for the assist, Laser. I appreciate it, man. Arvind Arora, I got EW20 for 37.99 in sale due to channel imbalance issue is returned. You had a channel imbalance. I wonder if that was a cable issue, because sometimes if your terminations aren't done properly, or even if it's not sitting properly, in the slots, it can cause issues. Moondrop 2 versus Chew 2. I have not tested. I'm so sorry. Which one should I buy? Also, shall I buy 3.5 mm Moondrop? Varun, if you're okay with I mean, I'm talking about, you were talking about a boom mic, right? If you're talking about IM with a good mic, the two best ones I've heard were the what is this? What was that? I don't know what's going on, man. So sorry about that. I have no idea what just happened. But yeah, Varun, when it comes to shit, that really distracted me. The best sounding microphones I've heard on IMs that sound good were the Truthia Hola, very good microphone, nice sound. And the next one I've heard that is really good is the FIO JD1, superb microphone, man. It's, you check out my review on it and listen to the mic quality. I do mic qualities as well. If you've not seen that review, I've got a section where I've given you a demo of the mic, so that's how your recipient will hear you. So give that a listen. I've spoken about that. Mm. That might explain why current speakers don't sound great and mute the vocals in movies. Maybe a decent set of speakers. Yeah, yeah. A decent set of speakers will fix that. So, like, even my, I've got, this is a set of Bose Companion 5s. What is this, man? I've got a set of Bose Companion 5s that are ancient, and I'm holding on to them because there's a lot, like I said, there's not a lot of um, uh, Vishnu. Yeah, you can see, can you see the two shit things on my desk? That's the shit Lear 2, and that's the shit Loki. I don't know if you guys can see that, but these two are my shit products. This is the shit Loki. It's a tone control, beautiful little instrument, and this is the shit Lear 2. It's I think one of the most powerful amps that kind of existed in the market when I picked it up. It's a solid 6 watts output for a headphone amp, so it's super powerful, and it drives my HD800s without any hitch. And the brightness that the HD100s used to have are sorted with the two tubes that I have. It's a tube amp. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, uh, there's some shit on my desk. Good one, Vishnu. So yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so Game Runner, like I was saying, I'm holding on to my companion fives. Honestly, I don't like the sound of them because Bose tends to, you know, lower mid disappears completely. Bass is very prominent because of the separate subwoofer, but these are the 5.1 variants, so it actually throws sound very well. And there are times where things are coming from, the extremities where it shouldn't. It's a very nice set of speakers, but again, in the sub 10 bracket, it'll be very difficult to find something. Cool. Yeah, Lasered. Thanks. Yeah, again, another assist from Lasered. Thanks, man. This is what it's all about, man. This is why I enjoy doing these lives, because you guys are looking out for each other. Also, it warms the corners of my heart to see that everyone's getting along and helping. This is really cool. So yeah, anyway, guys, I think today is going to be the shortest ever live I've done so far, which is full proper record. My last two, one was an hour and 40 minutes, one was an hour and 30. So I think we're pretty much done today. And I think it's only because I told you guys last minute that I was going live. So that's cool. So anyway, I'll keep it shorter today. It's not short, but I think I'll carry on. And Spammy is coming in with an assist. For PC speakers, JBL still has some good for. Oh, yeah, they do. For lesser pricing, it's better to find good sound bar with auxiliary in and run plug-in. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's also a good idea. Budget constraints, man. If you got budget constraints, you have to make do with some stuff. But yeah, I mean, also consider looking at some of the second-hand market might give you something good, but also there's a lot of good affordable hi-fi going on. I think, was it Fio who had some desktop speak? No, no, no. But those are going to be. I think those were expensive. Where's Fio? One sec. I'm just checking it out for you. Fio had some desktop speakers. I heard them. Oh yeah, no, no, it's not in your budget, man. Yeah, I don't recommend those out of your budget. So can avoid that. Is it worth buying DSP or shall I go for Type C IM? What are you referring to, Varun? The Type C has a decoder. There is a certain amount of DSP in it. Or are you saying you're buying? You want to buy a separate component that has its own DSP? DSP is you're referring to digital signal processing, right? Razel, hi. Thank you. Thanks so much. How do you like these, man? If somebody does super thanks and all, there's no way to like it or what? I can go under 20K as long as I don't tell my family. 20K, 20K. One second, let me see because I had my eyes on. I don't know how much it's going for, but it's come down. Huh? Let me tell you. Game Runner. I don't know if you're into this, but check out the Harman Soundsticks 4. The price has recently come down. I don't know how much it's going for on Amazon. But check out the Harman Soundsticks 4. I've been toying with the idea of buying these because I always wanted the original ones. The very original ones. Hey, why is this opening, man? Okay, no, Amazon is selling it for a higher price, but I think you might be able to get it for around 20-ish from a Chroma. Sony XM5, but I like collecting other earbuds too. I was wondering, are there any place where foam mesh ear tips for XM5s? Man, I don't know how the mount is, but I've seen on Headphone Zone. Headphone Zone does have different ear tips from different brands. You can try them out. So I think they've got spin fits and all sorts of other things. Check it out on Headphone Zone. They do have. I've seen ear tips, so you can try those out with them because it will make a difference to your XM5s. Spam me. What, man? You don't want me to be here? I'll go. Jeez, guys, you can blame spam me. But anyways, I think everyone's sort of signing off, man. Like it's end of the day, everyone wants to go do their thing. UAPP. I have to Google that, man. Okay, I've not tried this UAPP thing, whatever you're talking about. But Zimash, let me tell you the one that I have recommended to people and they really like. It's called Hibi, HIBY Music. In fact, if you can see that orange, the yellow thing right on the top of the screen, HIBY Music, try that out. Anyone I've recommended it to has really liked it. It's There's a lot of stuff you can do with that. In fact, it's got all sorts of custom tunings, and also I like how they've written it out and tuned it because laid things out because it lets you learn things like A lot of people also don't realize that if you do warm, make a warmer tone, if you make it too warm, it becomes dark. So, these terminologies, you can learn a lot from the app as well. So check out Hibi Music. It's free also. XM5 don't have a covering in the nozzle. Oh damn. Okay, okay. There's no protective nozzle in the XM5. That's weird. Yeah, there's no. That is not good. It can get damaged very easily. Then, no, I don't know. This extra meshing thing is a problem, and it's needed, obviously. Maybe Sony's done it intentionally also, that they don't using any sort of third party ear tips and all. That's the only reason why I could think that they've done something like this, because every brand has a meshing. Yeah, every brand really does have a meshing uh, leading into the nozzle at the edge of it. Buds, hi Mudit, you want to buy Realme Buds Air 5 Pro, but 6 Pro launches on 20th June. So should I wait or buy 5 Pro? Minor differences. Mudit, I don't know. I've not. I honestly, I don't even have plans of reviewing the 6 Pro if it is launched on the 20th. If it does, great. But I've got a lineup of things to review, so I'm not planning any 6 Pro reviews just yet. But I presume it'll come with minor changes, yeah, because the 5 Pro itself is pretty good. It's one of the best uh, wireless earphones in the sub 5,000 category. In fact, I've got comparisons between the Realme Buds 5 Pro with the Oppo Enco A3 Pro and the OnePlus Buds 3, and the Realme always comes out as the most value for money set of earphones to go for. So I'd say a few more days, wait for it and see. Check out some reviews, man. Don't rush into it. It's a matter of what, 3 days, right? In your last video, just like you said, I had to clean my earbuds before putting them back in the ear case just to keep them clean. Razel, we've got problems, man. Both of us sitting and cleaning our earphones before we put them in cases. Yeah, but it's good. I strongly believe that it's good to look after your stuff. That's why I am like this. I'm like this with everything: my speakers, my earphones, my headphones, amps, everything. I'm very particular about. Got it is more sensible. Also doesn't play game runner. SimGod EW500 is cheapest and maintains high quality audio experience. That's nice. I just reviewed EW500 or EA500. Zimash UAP has a bit perfect mode which bypasses Android resampling issues. I can confirm it sounds better than Power Amp. I'll check out Hibi. Okay, yeah, let me know. I'll check this out. This UAPP. Let me just take a screenshot of what you've said because I want to check it out. It's interesting. Okay, Mudit. I think one should wait until launch to know the difference between them. Yes, Spammy is right. I heard Sony sells ear tips in some of the offline stores, but not all online. Also on paper, the Realme Watch 5 Pro and 6 Pro have nearly exact features. Yeah, I've not even, man. You guys are telling me I didn't even know a Realme Buds S6 Pro was coming out. So you guys have informed me. Usually, even when it comes to some launches, you guys inform me about it. Okay, thanks a lot. No problem with it. Which is the most comfortable IMs you've tried? I usually find IMs very uncomfortable. Ooh, the most comfortable IMs I've ever tried are the SimGot EA 1000 format because they're very small, compact. I normally have an issue with my left ear. My left concha is larger than the right. So I had slight discomfort with a few IEMs, but the least amount of discomfort I have has been with the EA 1000 format. It's very comfortable. Not enough high, yeah. EA 200. Are you talking about the EW 200? Hey Paul, what do you think about the Hi-Fi Man H100 400 SE headphone? Man, I have to get my hands on Hi-Fi Man. I've not heard Hi-Fi Man yet. Even when I went for these headphone zone connect events, I really wanted to get my hands on them. But uh, the thing is, at these connect events, there's so many people dying to listen to good music. There are a lot of newcomers as well. I felt bad wanting to push somebody off and say, hey, no, 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 let me go. I didn't want to wait in line and rob somebody else, because those are only from, I think, 10 in the morning or 9 in the morning till 5 in the evening. So I refrained from listening to them. But I think if I give the guys a call, I might be able to get something to review. I can try out some hi-fi men's. In fact, I've been wanting to get hi-fi men's for review. Um, no enough 000. I think you're referring to the EW200 SIMGOT versus the EA500. Those two that I've tested, I do like the EW200 quite a lot. The SIMGOT has good stuff. But the EA500 LM, I did find that it is a little too accentuated in the highs. So it wasn't too comfortable. And listen, guys, we've come to the end of the comments. And quickly, I'll say the EW200 is a great set. I like it. The EA500 LM, a little too high in the rich in the highs in some sections. Check out my reviews if you haven't already. But both are good sets of earphones, depending on what you want to listen to. One thing I have to say is I have to sign off now because it looks like my camera's battery is dying. I've got the low battery symbol, so the chances are it's going to switch off anytime now. So instead of me just dropping off, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you guys again. I'll try and do more live sessions like I've been doing in the past, and there is a video going live tomorrow. The brand's launch is tomorrow, so I can only release the video tomorrow. So stay tuned. It's not a hi-fi, but it's a nice wireless set of earphones, so you guys can check it out. Yeah, no enough. Sorry, man. But yeah, no, I've not. If there is an EA200, I've not heard it. I've heard the SIMGOT EW200, and I've heard the EA500 LM. So sorry if I can't answer your question, man. Yeah, Razel, I'll see you. Thanks so much. Cool, guys. I'll head off before my camera cuts. Thanks so much for joining me today. All the best to you. And I'll see you in the next live. See you in the comments. Check out more of my videos. Like, share, subscribe. Some people want me to have more followers. So do what you have to do. I'm happy either way. Any cool, guys. Happy listening. And I hope you find the sound you're listening to. I hope you find the sound you're. I hope you find the sound you're listening for. Yeah, I should change my sign off from sound advice to that. So anyway, take care, guys. All the best, and have a happy week. See you guys. Bye. Bye.